joining me. I've just stepped off the House floor where we're taking up the higher education bill. This has been quite a roll for the last couple weeks as the House is taking up omnibus bills on the floor. It's a little concerning, however, because the bills that the Senate are taking up on their House floor do not match up, and what that means is no conference committees have been selected and no work on compromise between the very different House and Senate bills is occurring. This is of concern from the House perspective because we've passed a transportation bill, a K-12 bill, and a government operations bill, all of which need work. And the hope had been that the Senate would prevail in much of the negotiations. But if the negotiations don't occur, what you end up with at the end of session is perhaps decisions being made by two people in a back room and not the will of the House and the will of the Senate members to help make the bills the best they possibly can be for the citizens of Minnesota. So as you've heard, the transportation bill that we passed in the House is using general fund money, which is not dedicated long-term funding. It can be rated at any time in the future, which has happened often up here at the Capitol. I had hoped for more dedicated funding and had hoped that the Senate can help us with that. That remains to be seen. K-12 had less than a 1% increase. In fact, it was about 0.6%, 0.6, not 6, 0.6%, which is not even keeping up with the cost of inflation, which means many school districts across the state will have to be passing referendums, and certainly in Rochester that's the discussion there. And it's deeply disappointing in a time of surplus that we have our schools even thinking about having to do a referendum. Additionally, the higher education bill that we're taking up right now does not have money for the University of Minnesota in it. In fact, only the two-year colleges get a two-year tuition freeze this year, unlike the last biennium where we passed tuition freezes for the entire MnSCU and university system. That isn't happening this time, again, despite that surplus. So we are on the floor right now debating. I need to get right back in there so I can be part of the conversation and hope that at the end of the day we get these conference committees rolling in these last 20 days of session so the very best outcomes can occur for Minnesotans. So thanks for listening. Until next time.